go out and get a little fresh air. I went out the front door, and it was that big synagogue on Clements.
Arguello.
Arguello.
Temple Emmanuel. That's where.
No.
Oh, so it was on Clement.
It was on just off of the Presidio.
Right. I know which
Beth
one.
Shalom.
Beth Shalom. Right.
So and it wasn't such a great neighborhood then. I don't know. A lot of people came in to eat from the buffet tables off the street. So unbeknownst to me,
this is Stephanie and David's bar mitzvah.
They lock the door. I cannot get back in. I take a little fresh air. I felt better. I cannot get back into the bar mitzvah. I'm knocking on the door. Of course, everybody's in the shul. They don't hear me. And I come 1,500 miles. I'm sitting out.
She had to take her girdle off.
With my girdle hanging out of my purse.
That was Stephanie and David's bar mitzvah.
So finally, I went. I said, "This is terrible. I'm missing the whole thing." And I go down the alley, and I see there's a window open into the kitchen. I got on something, I don't know what. I barely made it. I crawled into the kitchen window I messed up all my nice clothes and everything, and I still have this girdle hanging out. And I go in there. That just was ending. Everybody's coming out to go to the refreshments. Yeah. And George says, "Where were you sitting anyway?" I mean, he didn't even
miss
it. No, I was so mad at him. I said, why didn't you come to see if I was okay? He says, I figured you were sitting in the back. Oh, God.
So that was that bar mitzvah.
Yeah. But do you remember?
So I missed the speeches. I missed everything.
So do you remember, though, if you saw my grandparents at Chuck's bar mitzvah?
You know what? I don't remember.
I'm sure they were there. I don't remember them there either. Because the pictures didn't come out. We hired this.
You know what?
What?
I have 3 boxes of pictures, big packing boxes of pictures that I haven't looked at since before I moved in here. And now, of course, they put all this on CDs and But now, so what I think I'll do is have a picture party. Invite everybody over, open the boxes, let anybody take what pictures they want.
Wonderful.
Maybe there's something of your maybe there's something of the bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened in the boxes.
What happened with the pictures at the bar mitzvah, my parents hired this fancy photographer, who supposedly did a lot of bar mitzvahs. None of the pictures came out. They all came out underexposed.
Oh, how annoying.
And he had to lighten them up. And so they're all fuzzy, they're all funny, there's very few.
God.
So what we really only had, and we didn't even pay for them, I remember, were the family pictures, because he had to do some kind of special process so that our faces would come out of the dark.
Oh my God.
It was really disgusting. My parents were sick. They were just sick.
I believe it. Didn't anybody take like candidates?
Not really.
If I know George, he probably took some candidates.
Well, maybe he has
But
them in some boxes somewhere.
I hope these pictures aren't totally degraded or whatever. They're
Well, maybe
just
we should
loose
put
in
them.
boxes.
Maybe we should transfer them all to CD anyway.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm gonna probably need some help from everybody to decide who they even are. Probably relatives.
Right.
that are
After
dead
my mother died, we found some pictures in her. After my grandfather died, we found some pictures that we didn't know who they were, and same thing with my mother.
Yeah.
And some of them I sent to Faith.
Yeah.
And I said, "Do you recognize any of these?" And she sent them back.
No.
One of them she kept.
Yeah, and then I took a whole load of pictures to her.
And then, right, you took a whole load of pictures to her from England. Right, I remember now. And when you went to New York, and then she kept some of them because they were like very old pictures of her family. Or, my mother's family. And then some of them, she said, this is your father's side of the family, but there was nobody to ask at the time.
Well, I wonder if Stan would know, would recognize.
My father didn't know. I mean,
if your father didn't know.
My father didn't know, so.